So here we are, we're at the end of another week. The end of another week of, I guess we're still in the demo phase. I would think that this would still be considered demo. And this is probably my favorite week so far. That's kind of hard to say because I really loved opening everything up and seeing the bones that we had in this facility. That was really cool. But this is impressive, as you've already seen. You know, this sandblasting is really pretty cool. Now, it's not really sandblasting. As you can see here, it's this fine black substance. It's called coal slag. And I may have talked about that before, but coal slag is the byproduct of coal burning when they make electricity out of coal. They fire the coal to about 2,500 degrees, and then that coal melts, and then the byproduct of that is what's called slag. And then companies take that slag, I'm sure they buy it, and they use it, they crush it, or they screen it for different weights and sizes, and then they sell that as different mediums for sandblasting, or in this case, coal slag blasting, but everybody knows it as sandblasting. Well, that's our lesson for today. You're tired of looking at me. You're tired of this ugly mug. Let's take a look at the end result. We are by no means done with the blasting, but this is what 2 days of blasting will get you. We're using a company called Aero Sandblasting and Painting. Steve Fixler is the guy's name. Fantastic guy. He's doing a great job here. Let's look at this. He got up on our lift that we talked about earlier, and he did the upper parts of all of this. So he had done the lower parts, and then he continued going down here with the upper parts. Show you here of him doing that yesterday. I was going to film yesterday, but at the end of the day, this is pretty much what it looked like. And this is him actually doing some of the blasting. Good luck seeing what he's doing there, because it's more than a cloud of dust. It's crazy dusty. So this is what the end result is. This is basically where in the video where he was blasting, just in this area up here. I'm really impressed with the fine amount of control that he has over it, because I wasn't able to get everything off the walls. And even like behind this conduit, look at that. He was able to get that. Now he hits the conduit at the same time and it's pummeled with stuff. And it looks kind of cool too. Now, some places here, like you see that line there, that was some conduit that I just pulled off today. So he'll come back and hit that. But this is just, I am beyond excited about how this looks all the way up. I think he's blasted all the way up. He was going to clean up the upper parts, and it does look like he's blasted that. It's also interesting, obviously, as we look around here, this brick, how there's all different kinds of brick. Look at that little kind of roundish area right there where it's just completely different brick. And then you can, as you come down, it's different colors, sometimes even different sizes. They have different kinds of rows of bricks. Here it looks like they have them lengthwise and then not widthwise. Well, widthwise, would that be it? Yeah, it's pretty fascinating what the underneath side of all that looks like. So after he's blasted, we have all this coal slag mixed with fine particles of paint, which again is not lead-based, and probably a little bit of mortar, a little bit of brick, a little bit of dirt and dust. It's all mixed up here on the floor. Not exactly sure what he does with it, but it gets swept up and disposed of properly, I am sure. Steve basically got all the way around here yesterday. So he did quite a bit of work in 2 days, which is just fantastic. And then today, he wasn't here today, so we had Titan Environmental. They were chipping away at this wall. If you remember, we may have talked about this wall. We didn't know it was behind the wall originally, and then we found that it was plaster. And we just had Titan get out some chipping hammers, as you can see here, that they're just chipping away at it. And they were able to get quite a bit of stuff done today. They have a little section here that they didn't get to. They had a guy up on the lift and then people down low. But then I'll get the sandblaster to come back and clean that up, and hopefully it'll look like the rest of the building, which will be fantastic. We never really talked about what we were gonna do with these walls here. So they have a little bit of area up here left to chip off, and then we'll get that blasted. Then of course the red room needs some blasting as well. So that's where we're at. We did do some test chipping up here on this. I actually caught them a little late. They did a little more than just test. It's a kind of block that they used. It's not as cool as brick. And then there's holes in them. See, we got a hole here and holes there, holes there. So at this point, we're not gonna restore the walls, the brick in this area. I don't know. But the next alternative would be just to fill this back up with plaster or frame it out maybe with 2x4s on the flat and then just sheetrock it, which seems like a waste for the space. So that's where we're at the end of another week. Been a cool week. This blasting is just awesome. I am so happy that we decided to go forward with that. It was such a great solution. It's gonna look so cool when it's all done. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, here we are at the end of the week. Next week, do a little more blasting, do a little more demo. Then we start building back fairly soon. I'm kind of scrambling a little bit to get people lined up to come back in, but we'll get there. Thanks again. Have a good evening, a good day, a good whatever it is whenever you're watching this. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.